Pleased to note the presence of all our fisheries ministers from the Pacific Island countries, together with the heads of the 5 Pacific Islands regional organizations and the director of INFOFISH here today for the 8th Pacific Tuna Forum, a very important forum for our Pacific region. This gathering underlines the significance of discussing the challenges and opportunities for sustainable tuna fisheries management and development within the Pacific region and globally. Papua New Guinea, as the initiator of the Pacific Tuna Forum, recognizes the importance of this forum and will continue to support this biannual conference, which caters for greater levels of interactions and dialogue between policymakers, industry players, and non-government organizations at all levels. I am therefore very grateful that you are all gathered here in Port Moresby to discuss matters concerning the tuna fishery sector under the theme, Strengthening Tuna Sustainability and Industry Development in the Blue Pacific Continent through increased innovation, partnership, and participation. Despite the continuous challenges, such as the constant threat of climate change, it is my firm belief that the Pacific Island countries have demonstrated exceptional skills in the management of our tuna resources and still growing. Our historical records will show that even in our early years of independence, our leaders recognized the importance of this valuable and renewable resource and established the Pacific Islands Forum Fisheries Agency in 1979 to assist member countries manage, conserve, and use the highly migratory tuna resources in their exclusive economic zones and beyond through enhancement of national and regional capacities. As a region, we also made substantial contribution in the negotiations and the eventual adoption of the United Nations Law of the Sea Convention and the UN Fish Stocks Agreement. This set the foundation for the establishment of the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission in 2004, which provides for the sustainable management of the tuna stocks throughout the Western and Central Pacific Oceans. We strive towards a future where Papua New Guinea stands tall as a beacon for sustainable resource development, anchored in shared prosperity and holistic growth with all our Pacific Island nations. Together, we can all prosper. We may be small in land mass, we may be small in population, but we are great with our ocean's diversity and our richness in our oceans through our fishing and our tuna stocks, which base our forefathers' livelihoods on. Let us harness these resources and work together with our partners to ensure there is a win-win for both parties. Let us work together so that our development partners, our partners in fishing, and our countries in the Pacific all benefit from these future stocks and the tuna industry, so that we can ensure we leave something positive for our children and we do not deplete our stocks of tuna so our grandchildren can enjoy the same prosperity that we enjoy. I'll leave you all with a small quote from my good friend, the Minister for Fisheries. Mark Twain said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do then, by the ones you did. So throw off the bowline, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the wind, explore, dream, discover. That's a credit to a good fisheries minister who thought up that line for me. With that symbolic kundu gesture, I'd like to warmly welcome each and every one of you, industry players, good neighbors and Pacific Island family, ministers, all distinguished guests, and hope you have a memorable forum here and enjoy the hospitality of Papua New Guinea and Port Moresby and go away with a good outcome for this forum, knowing that we have strived to do the best for a future generation, working together, hand in hand, and ensuring prosperity for our children and our countries. Thank you very much. Welcome to Papua New Guinea. I now open this esteemed forum. Thank you.
Allow me to welcome you to Port Moresby and to the 8th Pacific Tuna Forum. As the Managing Director of the National Fisheries Authority, and on behalf of my minister, the board, and our management, in collaboration with INFOFISH, we are pleased to welcome you to Port Moresby. I understand that the last forum was in 2019, and we all were disrupted in one way or the other from the COVID pandemic, but we are here today. Papua New Guinea, the NFA, is pleased to continue to partner with INFOFISH and our co-organizers. I'd like to make special mention of the Foreign Fisheries Agency, Pacific Island Forum Secretariat, the PNA office, or Parties to the Nauru Agreement office, our own PNG Fishing Industry Association, for continuing to stand with us in organizing this very important event that brings everybody to our region. We value the significance of this forum as a regional or as a recognized platform for dialogue on the latest fisheries management initiatives and approaches of the regional fisheries management organization and our other organizations in the region in ensuring the sustainable management of a resource that connects, unites, and brings us all together for one purpose, and that is for the prosperity of our people in this region. The Pacific Island countries, we value the importance of maintaining dialogue, as can be seen by the numerous regional fisheries conferences. And like I've mentioned, today we have the heads of organizations of our very important organizations in the region. Over the last 3 decades, we have been managing this resource. And we can tap ourselves on the shoulder and say that we have indeed managed this resource really well. And the resource in this region is the most healthiest. Having managed the resource for the last 3 decades, the people of the Pacific, through their governments, have an aspiration to start tapping into that resource. Tuna development investment have, however, not been given the same level of priority as what we have been giving in terms of managing the resource sustainably over the last 3 decades or so. It is therefore pleasing to see the number of Pacific Island countries, our respective ministers from the Pacific senior government officials represented here today and tomorrow. It is my hope that the presentations and discussions that will be held over the next 2 days will contribute to putting sustainable tuna development and investment issues front and center for governments, industry, associated stakeholders throughout the Pacific region. The sharing of quality and useful information in the Tuna Forum will contribute towards enabling our region to evolve from only focusing on sustainable tuna management to embracing opportunities in investments, so as to achieve a greater retention of the market value of this billion-dollar tuna fishery to remain within our region. In closing, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge the Marpa Rosa government, our Minister for Fisheries and Marine Resources, Honorable Jalta Wong, the Chairman of the Board of the National Fisheries Authority, for the firm endorsement of this premier regional tuna event. As you are very well aware, it is not an easy thing to put together such an event like this, let alone the cost that is involved. I'd like to express on behalf of the management and also the INFOFISH for standing firm in seeing the importance of this event, not only to Papua New Guinea, but to the entire region.
This is a joint effort between the National Fisheries Authority and INFOFISH, together with the co-organizers. We are an intergovernmental organization for marketing, information, and technical advisory services to the fishery industry in the Asia-Pacific region, with a membership of 12 countries in Asia and the Pacific. We are pleased to see that this important event, which is aimed at promoting the regional tuna industry at the global scene, has successfully become a regular biannual event for the region. The first two forums were held in Port Moresby in 2007 and 2009. Thereafter, 2011 in Palau, 2013 in Solomon Islands, 2015 in Fiji, 2019 in Port Moresby, and after 4 years, we are pleased to be back here in full presential conference. Judging from the very encouraging response and presence here today, and with much excitement, it is evident that the industry has been waiting for this opportunity to once again meet, network, and strengthen relationships, and even spark new ones, while rising above unprecedented challenges of the pandemic. As quoted by Mr. Justin Ilakini, this year's forum is monumental with the presence of the heads of all the Pacific regional organizations since its maiden forum in 2007. The forum has evolved since then to be an instrumental platform to deliberate and connect the aspirations of the Pacific leaders in the context of the Global 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent. The importance of this event is clearly illustrative from the growing number of participants at each forum, including the number of countries and representations from the other regions. From within the Pacific and Greater Pacific region, we are now evolving with increasing numbers from international participants as far as Europe, the USA, and Latin America. At this 2023 8th Pacific Tuna Forum, we have more than 250 participants registered from over 40 countries. Centering around the theme, strengthening tuna sustainability and industry development in the Blue Pacific continent through increased innovation, partnership, and participation, this program will discuss updates and challenges of the tuna industry in the Pacific, opportunities for growth of the SMEs, including investment and market opportunities. The forum presents a stellar lineup of world tuna leaders, professionals, policymakers who will be speaking on the resilience, adaptability, and sustainability growth of the global tuna industry. We welcome you to also visit the exhibition, which is right outside this room, to connect and network, as well as experience the taste of the Pacific seafood industry. In closing, let me thank the Honorable John Rosso, Deputy Prime Minister, on behalf of Honorable James Marape, Prime Minister of PNG, for kindly gracing this occasion. Thank you very much, sir. And to all Honorable Ministers, thank you very much for your presence to be here. To the National Fisheries Authority of PNG, the host of this largest tuna gathering in the Pacific, for organizing this excellent arrangements of this event, the tireless contribution and support in making this event a success. We record our sincere appreciation to Mr. Phil Roberts as well, Trimarine International, as chair of the forum, and to a distinguished lineup of speakers, session moderators, and members of the media. A big thank you to all the co-organizers, sponsors of the forum, and exhibitors for your valuable and significant support. We aspire for the Pacific Tuna Forum to herald sustainable development of the tuna industry in the Pacific region. INFOFISH wishes the 8th Pacific Tuna Forum all success. Thank you.
I am pleased to note the success of the 8th Pacific Tuna Forum as an ideal platform for discussing issues relating to the sustainable tuna fisheries management and development. The high level of presentations witnessed during the last 2 days are a testament to genuine commitment of speakers and moderators to share their knowledge and experiences. It also reflects that the program put together by the National Fisheries Authority and the INFOFISH captures relevant issues in the tuna fisheries sector. The participation of fisheries ministers from the Pacific Island countries and heads of regional organizations will ensure greater recognition is given to the Pacific Tuna Forum as the premier tuna industry event of our region. I know much have been discussed in the 2 days of important conference as summarized by the conference chair in his closing remarks this afternoon. It is my hope that all participants are able to take some key lessons learned and explore ways to implement within your respective organizations or companies. It also provides an opportunity to reflect on what each Pacific Island country has done over the years and identify possible approaches that can be done as a region to build synergies, harness our cooperative strengths, improve our competitiveness, and increase the retention of the global market value of tuna resources with our Blue Pacific continent. I want to take this to express our sincere appreciation to those companies and organizations that have joined our families to sponsor the 8th Pacific Tuna Forum. It gives me great pleasure to announce that the 9th Pacific Tuna Forum will be held in the Fiji Islands. Within the 2 days, I'm so glad that everyone's done due diligence and had a look at things. I reflect back onto what my Deputy Prime Minister says. The unity of the Pacific. We are here. We want to achieve things. We want to make sure that all our countries are participants and partners with the tuna industry. Times have changed for the good. Now comes a time when all Pacific countries band together to ensure that we get greater participation. To all the tuna industry players tonight, we're not here to dictate to you. We're here for partnership. We are here for partnership. We want to grow the Pacific region. That is the reason, that is the hope, that is why we want to grow.